going to go over Google Forms and just how to create one and the different ways you can utilize it. So you have to go to your Drive on your Google account. You can go to Google Forms, click on it, and it'll pop up this blank sheet. Or if I was to go back and click on it, there is, you can go blank form, a blank quiz, or you can do it from a template, which can be nice. I know I use the exit tickets a lot in class for my students, and it literally has the outline already for you, and you can just add in the different questions that you wanted. And once my students were done, it showed the responses and just who said what, which was really nice. So if we go back, it'll give you a blank form. I always do names first, so if you just put in last name, first name, it already knows to form to a short answer text. And it's always nice to put the name first, just because then you know who did that. If you just put, you don't have a name and you just put the answers with the untitled form, it kind of makes it hard to distinguish whose is what. So always put last name, first name at the beginning. And then to make it a quiz, if you wanted to make it a quiz, you can come over here to that little tab, and you're going to come over to quizzes, and you would just push that button to change it to quiz. Now, whenever you changed it, you can turn on lock mode, which would then lock them out of clicking on other browsers while they're doing that quiz or assignment. And then you can decide if you want to release that grade to that student immediately or later, whenever you decided you wanted to release it to them. And then if you go down a little bit, you can click what you want your kids to see. Do you want them to see what they missed, what their correct answers are, and how many points each question is? So all of that is totally up to you. I'm going to open a couple Google Forms that I have already created. So I'm just going to go to my Google Classroom because it's just the fastest way for me to do it. I'm going to go to the final that I gave out to my students, and it'll pop up. Like I said, I have their first name, last name. You can make, if you have like certain sections in your tests, like right here, I have a basketball, and so under that I have all my basketball questions. And then whenever you move down, I then have right here soccer, and then all my soccer questions were under that. So it just helped me kind of organize my test, so it wasn't just a bunch of hopwatch of everything. Kept it a little organized. Now, whenever you add a test question, you can actually, which is really cool, you can upload questions from other quizzes. So if you go to import questions, you can click on other forms that you have created, and you can just select that, and then it will have all of the questions off that test right there, and you can click what you wanted. So say I wanted these 2 questions, it'll import it and just throw it right in there, so you don't have to type all that out, which saves a lot of time. It's very nifty. Now once you add a question, say you want to add points to it, you would then push this answer key, click on it, and you could click what answer is correct and then how many points you want it worth, which is really nice. So then the test, if you just do all multiple choice or all true false, the test will literally just grade itself. If you do like open-ended questions where they have to fill in or short answer, then you would have to then go in and grade those on your own. But it would grade everything else if it was multiple choice or true false, which saves a lot of time. And then this button is nice. It's the required button. So to make sure no kid misses a question on accident or skips it and tries to just turn in the assignment without completing everything. If you flip the switch on, it will not let you finish that assignment until you have completed that question. So just make sure that your students get every question done that they need to. And then if you go to responses, I'm going to go back to my final and up to responses. So if you go up for teachers, it'll show up, this is what students will see, but if you click this little pencil, it'll take you to the teacher version, and you can click on responses, and it's really nice because it has these different diagrams that just show you how your students did on what questions. So you can see kind of what your students didn't really understand, what you need to work on teaching them wise. Maybe one question, one subject wasn't quite as understood as another, and this literally shows you, it breaks it down percentages wise and just shows you really what your students got right, what they got wrong. It's an awesome tool, and if you wanted to grade it this way, if it was all multiple choice, this would be a good way right here. You could go to scores and it would just say what you got, what your students got. But if you had some fill in the blanks and you need to grade it on your own, some questions on your own before you put that final grade down, you could go to individual, and this is where having the kids put their names down really helps, because then their name's right there and you know this is their assignment. If you didn't, then it would just have their email up there, which makes it then a little bit harder to distinguish whose assignment it is, and then you could grade it that way. So yeah, I think Google Forms is awesome. It's a great tool just to put quizzes on or little assignments, and yeah, thank you.